This is the iPhone XS, and this is the iPhone XR. These incredible phones were released in 2018, both very powerful and good looking, but the question is, which one is better in 2020? Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Fede and welcome back to another video. And today I want to talk to you about two incredible phones that are still great options to consider if you're looking for a new iPhone but you don't want to break the bank with the new iPhone. So let's get to the point and let's go. Yes, the iPhone 12 is out there, and the iPhone XS has been discontinued for a while. These older iPhones are still great options to consider, and there's many places where you can buy the iPhone XS for a great price, and the iPhone XR is still available directly from Apple. So let's start with design. Now, when it comes to design, Apple really knows what it's doing and has always managed to make great looking phones, some better than others but still good looking. To the untrained eye, there's not too much to differentiate between the XS and the XR. Both phones are dominated by edge-to-edge screens and have no physical home button, and in truth, they look equally striking. On the back of the XS, we have the dual lens camera module, and the XR features a single camera module, which, call me crazy, but I think in this particular case looks better. The iPhone XS has a stainless steel frame which looks incredible. So good that the current iPhone 12 comes with the same stainless steel. And the iPhone XR comes with the aluminum frame, which does not look quite as premium but still looks great. There is no headphone jack on any of the 2018 iPhones, so you won't have to invest on a pair of wireless headphones, use a lightning AirPods, or use an Apple adapter. Sold separately, of course. Now this is entirely subjective, but this is my very personal opinion, but I'm gonna have to give this one to the iPhone XR. And that is because I think that the iPhone XS design is starting to look just a little bit outdated and a bit boring. And the iPhone XR still looks current and looks fun, and you have so many color choices to choose from, which is something that I really like. Now this does not mean that the iPhone XS is ugly. The XS is gorgeous, but if I had to choose between the iPhone XS and the iPhone XR, I would choose the XR. Number 2, performance. This is gonna be a super easy one because when it comes to performance, both the iPhone XS and the iPhone XR come with the A12 Bionic chip, which is incredible. And if you happen to buy one of these on late 2020 or early 2021 with the A12 Bionic chip, your phone is gonna be future-proof for at least 3 or 4 more years, which is great. I've had the iPhone XR for 2 years now, and it hasn't showed any signs of slowing down anytime soon, and I love this phone. So this one's gonna be a tie. Number 3, display. This is also gonna be a super easy one because on the XS side we have the 5.8-inch OLED display, and on the XR side we have the 6.1-inch LCD display, which Apple marketed as the most advanced LCD on a smartphone ever, but OLED is just better. What does this mean in practice? Well, it means that the images on the XR are just a little less sharp and the colors are less vibrant. But the OLED display on the iPhone XS might look better, but it also consumes more power than the LCD on the iPhone XR. So the screen on the iPhone XR is more power efficient. The iPhone XR screen by itself looks very good, and if you happen to go with the iPhone XR, you're not gonna notice anything wrong with it ever. But if you compare it to the Super Retina display on the iPhone XS, or you are used to Super Retina display, you are gonna notice it. It's not bad at all, actually. But the XS screen just looks so much better and sharp and colorful, and you're gonna love it. So when it comes to display, both iPhones are very good, but the iPhone XS easily takes this one. This is a very comfortable win for the iPhone XS, which is sharper, brighter, the colors look better, and it performs better in low light. Number 4, camera. Okay, so this is a point where both iPhones are very similar and very different at the same time. Confusing, I know. The front cameras on the iPhone XR and the XS are identical. They're both equipped with a 7 megapixel single lens camera, which takes very nice selfies. Very important, I know. And it also allows you to make and send an emoji and to unlock your phone with Face ID. I know some people don't like Face ID, but I love it. But the main cameras are a very different story. The XR has a single 12 megapixel standard lens, but the XS pairs the same lens with a secondary 12 megapixel telephoto lens. Those dual sensors give the iPhone XS 2 times optical zoom and up to 10 times digital zoom. The iPhone XR offers up to 5 times digital zoom, which is horrible. I've never used the digital zoom on any phone ever because yuck. Both phones come with portrait mode, and before the iPhone XR this was a feature that was only possible with dual lens camera systems. Well, thanks to some clever software workarounds, the XR can still take pretty good portrait photos. But portrait mode on the XR is a little limited, and you'll be able to get that background blur effect only on people. It doesn't work on objects or animals or anything else that's not people. In terms of tricks, these phones are very similar. They both feature Smart HDR, which is an incredible feature that I've talked about before in these videos. And that means greater detail and color in your photos, because it gives you an incredible dynamic range by lowering the highlights and brightening the shadows. Now, I've said this many times before, but this feature still blows my mind because it was something that was only possible on cameras that are way more expensive, and by way more expensive I mean tens of thousands of dollars. And the fact that you can do it on a phone still blows my mind. The XS and XR both also give you an improved portrait mode compared to previous generations, with Apple's depth control adjustment option, so you can adjust the depth of field after you shot the photo. As a photography lover myself, this is incredible. And when it comes to video, both iPhones perform exactly the same. They're both capable of recording 4K video at 24, 30 or 60 frames per second and 1080p at 30 and 60 frames per second. Both iPhones can also record 1080p slow motion video at 120 frames per second and 240 frames per second. That is also incredible because that is something that much more expensive cameras can do, and you can also do it on an iPhone. I know, very old news, but still. So I'm gonna give this one to the iPhone XS because the portrait mode on the iPhone XS is better. Also, optical zoom is so much better than digital zoom. Yuck. Number 5. Battery life. Oh baby, this is gonna be an easy one. The battery life on both these phones is good. They both give all-day battery life, which is great, but the iPhone XR battery life is just so good. It is really good. The iPhone XR's larger power pack is part of the reason of this big difference, but it's also down to the fact that the XR's LCD screen drains a lot less power than the OLED display on the XS. Both phones can be charged wirelessly and have fast charge modes that can get you from 0 to 50% in 30 minutes. Now, the fact that I stated that the iPhone XR battery life is great does not mean that the XS battery life is bad. Not at all. The XS is perfectly capable of giving you all-day battery life, which is great. But of course I'm gonna give this one to the iPhone XR. I seriously love the battery life on the XR, and when I got it 2 years ago I stopped worrying about battery altogether. It is that good. Number 6. Price. When it comes to price, you can get the iPhone XR for $499 directly from Apple, which honestly, for everything this phone packs, it is a great deal. And of course you can buy the iPhone XR refurbished, and I've seen it go for as little as $364, which is a great deal. And the iPhone XS can no longer be bought directly from Apple, but there's still many places that still sell the iPhone XS. I have usually seen it for around $899 brand new, and when it comes to the refurbished version, I've seen it go for as little as $430, which is also a great deal. And it's great that the iPhone XS is gonna give you the expensive iPhone experience, so that's something to consider. But I'm gonna have to give this one to the iPhone XR because it is an incredible deal, and considering that you're getting much of the XS on the iPhone XR for a much lower price, that makes it a better deal. So when you choose the XR over the XS, you're not giving up on too much, and you're getting better battery life and a more fun design. So the winner is, drum roll please, the iPhone XR. Yes, 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 yes. In a very rare triumph for the cheaper phone, I'm gonna give the winner's medal to the iPhone XR because it is an incredible phone. It has everything: great design, super powerful, great battery life, great camera, and it gives you so much value for the price. And if you're thinking about getting this phone on late 2020 or 2021, I would say yes. Yes, 100%. Yes, I absolutely recommend it. It is a great deal for a great phone that's gonna very easily give you 3 or 4 great years. So on that note, it's time for me to go. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, and if you subscribed, I would be so thankful. Oh, and by the way, I want to say thank you to all the people that have been subscribing lately to my channel. I really appreciate it, especially since this is a very new channel, and your support means the world to me. I really appreciate all your kind words and support. They really do mean a lot to me. So thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate it. Anyways, I hope you're doing great on this very weird, crazy times, and I'll see you on the next one.